Hello, my name is Nell, and I have things to say about disability, chronic illness, and mental health. I live with all of these things, and here in my videos on my channel, I talk about them. I talk about them to connect with both people who experience these things like I do, and to people who have no lived experience of this at all. If that sounds like something that interests you, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel. Come back every Wednesday when I upload new videos. Let me know what you think of my videos in the comments section, and if you know of somebody who would benefit from or enjoy one of my videos, please feel free to share it with them. Today, I want to talk about my weight gain journey. I know that usually a weight journey is about weight loss, but mine is about weight gain, and it is directly related to my disability because I only started gaining weight when I became disabled. I think it's also a topic with disability that needs to be spoken about more. Usually with a disability journey, we talk about adjusting to your difference in functionality, adjusting to the way you have to interact with the world and how the world will interact and see you, adjusting to needing and using assistive technology. But I don't think we talk enough about how your body will change just in the way it looks. When you gain weight, your body looks different, it looks unfamiliar. You don't get to wear your same familiar, comfortable clothes anymore. You have to learn how to style yourself in a new way, how to dress yourself in a new way. And that is incredibly confronting. So, I want to explore this. I want you to come along with me on the journey I've been through. And if you're going through this, hopefully you can feel a little bit of camaraderie and know that you're not going through this alone. It is a very common thing for people who become wheelchair reliant or wheelchair users to have significant weight gain, and this really does affect you on a personal level. So I'm going to share some photos with you and we can go along with my journey together, and you can see how I went from an incredibly skinny beanpole into the voluptuous goddess that I am today and how I came to terms with it. I've always been incredibly thin. When I was younger, my mother saw it as just being genetic. She had always been slim, so she wasn't surprised that I was slim. But in my mid-teens, I was too thin. We can see it now that I was most likely malnourished. I have a number of chronic illnesses that cause my body to not properly absorb nutrients from food. So even though I was eating good food, I was not absorbing nutrients. So essentially my body was not malnourishing itself. Hence why I look incredibly underfed. I was not suffering from any EDs, but I look like I was. As I hit my later teens and very early 20s, about 21, I filled out a little bit. I got some curves. I hit puberty when I was 16, so I was a little late. So I got some curves, I got some weight, and I started looking a little healthier. When I was 22, I became incredibly ill. I went to hospital to get a lot of tests. I ended up starting to use a wheelchair at that time, and I started to gain weight. Now, at first, my doctor was very excited. She thought that I was getting healthier because I'd never been able to gain weight before. When I was in my late teens, and, around 19, 20 years old, I fluctuated between about 45 and 50 kilos. As someone who was 5'7", this was not healthy. I did not have enough weight on me, but I could not seem to gain weight. So when I started gaining weight when I was 22, my doctor was excited. I had a better appetite and I was actually putting weight on. What we didn't know was that one of the medications I'd been giving, Lyrica, caused weight gain and increased appetite. So my weight gain wasn't entirely natural. So at the beginning of the year, I was still quite slim. By the end of the year, I'd gone from a size 10 to a size 12, which seemed healthier. But by the next year, I continued to gain weight. The year after that, I gained even more weight. It didn't stop. And so my doctor wasn't checking on me. She wasn't telling me to moderate my diet. She just said, eat whatever you want. Finally, you're gaining weight. Just eat whatever the hell you want. So I did. And I ate junk. And I was excited because finally I was gaining weight. But I was gaining too much. And within a couple of years, I went from a size 10 to a size 16. I went from 45 to 50 kilos to about 80 kilos. This was in about 3 or 4 years. I had stretch marks on my belly and on my breasts from the very quick weight gain. I also became very confused about how to dress myself, how to style myself. My style previously had been a very relaxed, hippie kind of style, and I couldn't really get that in a plus size, partly because I'd usually bought all my clothes from op shops, and you really can't find plus size clothes at op shops. But the sort of flowy, waif-like clothing that I'd had before did not suit my current body. Also, the flowy skirts that I'd worn before didn't suit me when I was sitting in a wheelchair. Trench coats that I wore before didn't suit me sitting in a wheelchair. So many of the things that I wore before didn't suit me. Not being able to wear my favorite clothes anymore was really heartbreaking. I actually put a heap of them in a suitcase. I'd previously done salsa dancing, and I had a lot of beautiful dresses that I'd saved up for or found at op shops or been given. I couldn't wear them anymore. Those went into a suitcase that I still have because I can't bear the thought of anyone else having them. Can't fit into them. I even have a belt from that time that I made to fit around my waist, and now it fits around my thigh. That's the difference in size. I just kept gaining weight, and I didn't know what to do with my body. At one point, in a state of psychosis, I asked my mother what would happen if I just cut my belly off with scissors, because it didn't feel like me. That wasn't a part of me. That had never been part of me. I'd never had a belly before. I had never been someone that you would ever imagine being overweight, becoming overweight, because I'd never been able to be a standard size. So I kept gaining weight, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know how to see myself. And then I realized I'm not going to be losing weight. So I've got to figure out what to do with this body of mine. I've got to figure out how to make myself feel good about how I look, because this is the body I have. I can't have my size 10 body anymore. That's not going to happen. I can't fit into my old clothes, and I can't even dress in my old style anymore. I need to find a style for me now. So a couple of years ago, I started embracing my body. I started trying to see the beauty in it. One of the things was that I'd never had good boobs before, and now I did, so I thought I'd make the most of those. And I started styling myself. I started having fun with my clothes and with fashion. Earlier this year, I started an Instagram to promote my YouTube videos and to release song covers, and I started putting photos up there, releasing things about, plus size disabled fashion. And I've had so much fun putting up photos there that make me feel beautiful and make me feel handsome and make me feel fabulous. And I want other people with disabilities, people who are plus size, people who are plus size and disabled, to know that they too can feel fabulous and beautiful in this new, unfamiliar body that they've been growing. Because as frustrating as this body is, it's mine and it's what I have, and it's doing its best. There are so many changes that we go through when we're developing disability and going along this journey. Weight gain is one of them, and it carries with it so many other aspects. We see ourselves differently. The world sees us differently because of our disability, but we can see ourselves differently because of our weight gain. This is a person that we've never seen before, and we have to get to know them and figure out how to love them, how to dress them, how to style them. But they can be just as fabulous as they were before. And that's what I've learned. And now I do feel fabulous a lot of the time. I have a whole lot of fun. I even think I'm cuter now with a little bit of, fat in my face. I was so gaunt before. Wow. It's an interesting journey. One that I did not expect. But yeah, I've grown a lot. So if you're experiencing this, if you're experiencing weight gain related to your disability, just remember, we can't do all the exercise that a lot of people do. Take care of your diet. Make sure that you're on the right medication. I had to shuffle around my meds to make sure that I wasn't on too many things that caused weight gain. Do what you can, but also acknowledge that just self-love is a hugely important part of it all. You deserve to love yourself, and you deserve to look your best and be comfortable. All right. That's all for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to check out my Instagram and my TikTok, I share some song covers and promos for these videos. And on Instagram, I share photos of me looking fabulous. And pictures of my dog, also looking fabulous. Alright, my camera cut out because the battery died, but I'm still here. So, thank you so much for watching, and bless.